أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم ولا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي أما بعد. I'm welcoming to all the viewers, either you are watching from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and any kind of platform with the Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before we moving on, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Hafiz Sandakani, Bachelor in Islamic Studies, College University Islam Perlis, Kuips. Today's topic entitled, Science is not a Witchcraft. Science is the knowledge that known as scientific evidence of what happened in structures of the earth. With the knowledge of science, human can observe everything, such as health. They can determine the symptoms and the treatments to the patient. In the glorious Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks regarding science by tons, a word of science. However, according to Dr. Zakir Naik, the Holy Quran is not the book of science, S-C-I-E-N-C-E. However, it is the book of science, S-I-G-N-S, which indicates that the miracle of the information contained in it can be proved by science. Today, a few people from TikTok claim that science is a witchcraft. And in this video, I'll demolish all the statements in a second by using the authentic reference. According to Oxford Dictionary, science means is the knowledge about the structure and behavior of the natural and physical world based on fact that you can prove. In addition, in the line of medicina narrativa, the word of science comes from the Latin sensia, a derivative of a present particle, of a participle of a verb, Syekh, to know. Its root can be traced down to the European Proto-Indo, Syekh, which has the meaning of to cut. Furthermore, if you read the glorious Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned by tons regarding the word of science. Once again, the glorious Quran is not the book of science. However, the Quran is the book of science. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, Allah talks about astronomy in Surah Al-Araf chapter 7 verse number 754. It's talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the heaven and the earth in 6 days or in 6 stages. In Surah Al-Taha chapter 20 verse number 4, Allah talks about the creation of the heaven and the earth. In Surah Al-Naba chapter 78 verse number 12 to 13, it's talk about the suns and the moons. And Surah Al-Najm chapter number 58 verse number 6, it's talk about the star and the planet, how it's move all around the world. And Quran talks about geology in Surah Al-Zumar chapter 39 verse number 21. It talks about how rains its work. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran also talks about biology in Surah Al-Anbiya chapter number 21 verse number 30. Awalam yarul ladina kafaru anna samawati wal arda kanat ratqan fafataqnahuma wa ja'alna minal ma'i kulla shay'in hayyin afala yu'minun. That Allah indicates wa ja'alna minal ma'i kulla shay'in hayyin, that Allah created everything by liquid. And we're moving on into the Sihr. According to Ibn Manzur in Lisan al-Arab, volume number 4, page 350, what is the meant by Sihr or witchcraft? It is a practice of getting closer to the devil with help from him. This is also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran in Surah Al-Jinn, chapter number 72, verse number 6. وَإِنَّهُ كَانَ رِجَالٌ مِنَ الْإِنسِ يَعُوذُونَ بِرِجَالٍ مِنَ الْجِنِّ فَزَادُوهُمْ رَهَقًا. It means that indeed the mankind, the human, seek a protection from the jinn and make the jinn superior than human, also make the human into the sin situation, contain sin, and also make the human humiliate himself in front of the jinn. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah chapter number 2 verse 102 that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and they learned how to separate the husband and the wife. in Surah Al-Araf, chapter number 7, verse 104 to 102 to 126, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned about Prophet Moses and the pharaohs. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Falaq, chapter 113, verse number 4, وَمِنْ شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ. It means Allah talks regarding the medium of sihr, what that the witches use while they cast a spell for the human. They know more. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said in Jami' Tirmizi, volume number 3, book number 15, hadith 1460, Haddus Sahir darbatu bis saif. The punishment of the sahir, the person who make the sihr, is a strike of the sword. Therefore, if you put the terminology that science is sihr, so do you meant that all the scientists all around the world should be killed? I would like to end my lecture with the quotation from the glorious Quran, from Surah An-Nahl, chapter number 16, verse number 43, and Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 7, Fas'alu ahla dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun. It means, ask the knowledgeable people if you don't know. Wa akhiru dawana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin.